Yeah, I'm sure, B. I understand. Alright, B. Have a B. Happy B. I need to make my drink. Bye. Bye. Alrighty guys, welcome. Apologies for running a little bit late. Hope we're all doing well, guys. Anyway, time to get this show on the road, so without further ado, well, here we are. Good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Hope you're all doing well, guys. Welcome to another London session. It's been a really good week. To be honest. Had a good day yesterday, obviously on stream. Had a good day with the members as well. Got some nice gold sells, pre-MY with some quick profits, but all is well. Hope you guys are all doing well. And anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get started. Let's quickly have a look at the news, what we've got in the way of the news today, if there is anything that may impact our session. Let's refresh this so it's the right date, so 23rd. All right, WEF annual meetings, not sure what that's about, to be honest. Nothing in the way of our session. Moving forward today, obviously President Trump speaking later into the very early hours of the morning in my time, later into the late afternoonish, I think it is for those of you in the UK, in Europe, early evening. So that should be an interesting one. I was having a little bit of a listen to a speech of his just before, actually. Quite interesting, some of the things he had to say. Anyway, guys, moving forward, let's get cracking. Guys, YouTube, smash the like button, please. As you know, you have to do it every time you join the stream. TikTok, welcome to all of you. If you could also smash that screen. Let's get some more people onto the stream, and let's start with the analysis. And as always, I will start with gold. So starting at the weekly time frame, and what we can see is, so I put the poll out in the YouTube chat. Do we think gold would end up at an all-time high by week's end? Personally, I think it will eventually get there. I'm not sure if it will happen this week though, so I've actually ticked no, but we'll wait and see. So as we can see in a weekly, really strong bullish candle at the moment, but we are now deep into that wick, which created the all-time high, sort of resistance on the higher time frame, but we are forming a strong bullish candle. So obviously off the back of that, we know what we're likely going to be looking for is levels within this candle, on more so the 30-minute, but also the 4-hour, where we could potentially pull back to form support to grab a little bit more liquidity before we head back up to retest the high. Or those levels could also provide potential entry points for sellers upon an option of a deeper pullback. So onto the daily time frame. And we're closed above the resistance. We have actually now officially, in the way I determine structure, flipped it bullish. So finally, in line with the upper time frames, we're bullish and in line with the counter probability. So the whole way along, been forming some nice structure though, creating steady high lows, higher highs, quite evident as we can see. We finally got that closure above this resistance to officially flip the structure. So what we can see is there's not a great deal of volume within the current daily candle. With marking in that previous daily candle's high above it, we really got a good chance to coming back up and retesting the all-time high yet again. It's just marking the daily low. I don't think there is much below it though, but we'll mark it in anyway. Onto the 4-hour, and we can see that is also technically a bullish and also above the current daily candle's high. We're clearing this level of resistance as well, so we're into some clean traffic upon continuation above that previous daily candle's high. So we're just going to mark in the level at those highs. We're about to confirm some support yet again, so we're going to mark in, shortly it'll be confirmed, not just yet, in 3 and a bit minutes. We're going to mark that level in as a 4-hour level of support below it, and that's below the current daily candle's low. clean moves within it to cut through the mess. Otherwise, we're going to be looking for options either side of it by the looks of it. So sells below the resistance, buys above these highs. Playlist is doing all sorts of things again that it shouldn't be doing. Just 1 second, I don't want to get a strike on YouTube, so it's important I quickly fix this. All right, I think that's fine. Sorry guys. All right, so yeah, so we're looking for options this trade either side of the gray zone. So buys above it, we've got some very squeaky clean traffic to the left. So if we do begin to break above, obviously look at that to the left hand side, we've got a good chance of heading back up towards the resistance around that all-time high. So definitely be considering the buys above. Buys from support, if we do pop back down like I mentioned before, would be an option. And also below that support, we actually do have a bit of margin to look for some potential sells as well. So pretty simple analysis on gold. We're just waiting at the moment for it to create some clean movements within price action within the current range to look for more probable options, in my personal opinion. That's what I'd be waiting for. Now, just within the range as well, what I can see is we've got this level just here. Above it, there may be scope for a cheeky little gap potentially. Now, it is also the most recent 2 or more consecutive candle swing point just here. So if we were to begin to pop above it, potentially we could have options for a cheeky little buy. But if we were to make a clean move up to it and reject, then I could also look for some potential sell options. So that is the only level within the current area that I would probably consider any sort of options for either buy above it or sell below. So I'll change that to blue, seeing it is an M30 zone. Not even going to bother looking at 15 too much right now. Actually, I may just see what's going on. But sells below. And let's look for potential buys above that 27.57, 27 to be exact. Let's quickly look at a 15-minute time frame. All right, so I don't have a catalyst. Gonna see if I had a little bit of a pause just here, and then may have had an option to take it back down to this support with minimal margin, but it may have been a quick little cheeky option. Yeah, but unfortunately I don't have the catalyst for that. So just gonna chill and wait on gold. That is my opinion of it. Hopefully you did appreciate it. If you did, make sure to hit like button and TikTok, smash that screen, and we will take a look at GJ. All right, starting the weekly time frame, and we are forming a very strong bullish candle, so similar to gold. Gonna see what we've got in between this candle, because those levels could be our potential entry points for a pullback, for a buy from support, or a sell below the support if we do begin to pop below those levels. But what we can see is we are forming a very strong bullish candle. We've rejected a high of the previous weekly candle, not yet broken it. Daily, definitely still bearish in structure, and we are hard pressed against that previous weekly candle, which is also a daily resistance. So a difficult level. It's at a pretty key level. GJ, let's just mark in the current daily candle's low. Let's mark in that previous weekly candle's high, and at this rate, that's probably where we could be looking for options. Onto the 4 hour, and let's just mark in the resistance. Let's have a look to determine the structure as well. And what we can see is the structure remains bearish as long as it respects this current level that it's at. So interesting, we do remain bearish on the 4 hour on GJ at the 4 hour resistance. So we are at the optimal level to begin to look for some potential longer term sells if you were looking for an intraday slash swing sort of trade entry. What we have done though is just form some support recently. Just here, we'll incorporate the daily low, and let's go down to the 30. So we're bearish on the daily, bearish on the 4 hour, bullish on the weekly, and bullish on the M30 time frame. So the bias is technically neutral at the moment on GJ. Let's make a few decent moves within the Asian session. Clean move up, pretty clean move back down. But right now we're currently in the middle of the range. So I mean, let's just see if we were to form support just here. Again, there's 27 minutes left in this candle, so I could do anything. Yeah, likely not gonna have the margin and take a bite back up. So at this point, what we're likely going to be waiting for is, I'm not going to sell it because we missed the best part of the move. So I'm just going to wait and see how price reacts to the 4-hour support around that 192.60, and we'll wait a price action catalyst from that point there for a potential buy. Now, that's the buys. Obviously, further buys, once we pop above this resistance, we have some really clean traffic to the left. So if we begin to pop above that previous weekly candles high, there's a good chance for us to continue to the upside. So eventually get there. Buys above. Now I could drag this down. Actually, I could drag down to the highest point of the bearish candles at this level. But that therefore would be this point here. But what you find is you're still likely going to be entering above that previous weekly candles high. So closure above, and then the impulse entry as it begins to break the weekly candles high. That is always something to be looking at on GJ. Otherwise, if we were to pull back up only to reject, once again, I'd be trading a range. If we were to reject and form resistance, there will be nothing wrong with looking for a sell upon that triple top confirmation. So that is the options for GJ. We won't bother about sells below for the time being. We've got well, there is no margin at all below the most recent support, but we'll reassess if and when need be. And that is the plan on both GJ and gold, guys. Hopefully that did make sense. And yeah, let's have a good one. It's been a really good week. Had a good week from the members. We've caught some really good trades during the pre-MY session. So it's been a solid week. Again, just following the plan. Been a little bit less impulsive this week, and the results have, been spot on. So it's been really good. Members, let me send you guys the link. There we go. Link sent. All right. Everyone on YouTube, welcome to you. Beats, Franco, Steve, anyone else out there, don't be shy to say g'day. TikTok, feel free to ask questions. If anyone wants me to look at any particular pair, try to keep it Forex though, Forex pairs, or the metals. The cryptos, I mean, unless it's the majors, it's just, yeah, I don't really bother, to be honest. But welcome to everyone on TikTok, and thank you for all the new follows. So appreciate it. Let's get those follows up. We want it to get to 2,000. It's fast getting there. We got 98 yesterday, new followers. Shady WHK GU for sure. Let me take a look at it. All right, so that's the chart from yesterday. All right, looking pretty good for some potential sell options moving forward, maybe. Can also see point of entry for some potential buys. But anyway, let's break it down. So the weekly forming a very strong bullish candle. Based off that, similar to what I mentioned on GJ and gold, let's see what sort of levels we've got within it for either buys from the support or potentially sell below the levels of support. Daily, so we are bearish in structure, and we have formed resistance on that previous daily candle. Not only that, we do have a lower high, lower low on the current daily candle. So let's just mark in a low. Let's mark in a high. Seeing we've now broken a low of that bearish candle, which tapped into some support here to the left hand side, only to reject. If we were to continue bearish, there really is not much of a need for us to pull back up and break our own high. If we did so, potentially we could be grabbing some liquidity from these wicks to the left hand side, and we could maybe head back up to retest the current weekly candles high. So a little bit conflicting, because we've got the daily structure bearish and current probabilities bearish against what is presently a very strong bullish candle on the weekly time frame. So let's see what we've got in the other time frames then. 4 hour, still argue it's technically bullish, but we have rejected the resistance over here yet again to the left. So it's a key level. Just recently formed support, albeit very weak bullish candle, but still does confirm a little bit of support in the 4 hour. Below it, which is below that current daily candle's low, looks like we have some clean traffic to the left hand side. So technically bullish. Right, a little bit of an impulse down, rejecting resistance. Let's see if that is to be a pause. We begin to break below. There could be a high probability we make a deeper correction into the range below 123 flat. So on to the 30. All right, so that's the current daily candles high. We're kind of running into a bit more resistance, a little bit higher up from that. So what I'd be looking for is, so just mark that level in, and I'd also mark this level in, but not necessarily to look for buys above it. I mean, you could, but there's just not that great deal of margin. There's about 9-10 pips, so it's really not ideal. However, just drag this down a little bit just now. Let me see it on the 15 quickly. All right, so I've used that point as the zone low. Well, if we were to pop back up, again, we're likely not going to have the margin. So actually, I'm going to remove that zone. I was going to say if we pop up, reject, we could look for the sells, but again, you're playing with about a 10 pip margin. So it's going to be tricky unless this makes a clean move to cut through the support. We're currently at the 15-minute. So yeah, that's the only way, because if it makes a clean move and then pulls back up, makes a clean pullback to reject, you're going to have more margin to sell it. That's what I'm getting at. I'm just going to remove that though for the time being. Preference would be for it to come up a little bit higher to 123.30. Grab some more liquidity from that level. Then you've got more margin to play within. So sells below that point there. Buys above it. Also, it's pretty clean above that point. And that is my personal opinion of GU. Thank you for asking. Make of that what you will. So I would say if we get a closure below in the next 20 minutes, 123.056, there could be options to sell it. Let me quickly look at 15. I don't really, well, I don't trade GU. The 15 looks good actually. Yeah, so you possibly could get an option at 15 in about 4 minutes and 50 seconds, but I want to see it close below. Yeah, that's my opinion of GU. To be honest, with the majors, I would personally stick to the high time frame. But yeah, it's totally up to you guys. GJ. Liquidity candle. Again, take note of it, guys. So set it to members. Watch how often we'll do this. When it will have obviously before it breaks low, it's usually going to have that higher low and then breaks the high, higher high. And then it rejects and comes down, breaks below the previous candle. The amount of times that would then continue to make the move down, in this case, in downward direction. I mean, you'd be at TP1 by now, basically. You'd have pretty much 10 pips on the table, but there's just no margin. So, because if we were to break the high, having a high, low, higher high, there would be no need for us to pull back and break our own low. If we did break our own low, and what we have likely done is just grab some liquidity from the upside to continue bearish. Now there would have been, wow, I wasn't on the stream for it, but interruption entry would have been probably valid just there. You had impulse, pause, impulse, engulfing. Look where it's tapped into. So this is similar to an entry we took on a 5-minute on Monday on GJ, which was a nice win. But this is on the 15-minute, so it's even stronger confirmation. So good to see it play out, even if I'm not in it. So it could have been potentially a few options there. The issue with this one is you're running into support here on 15, so it still was not a valid entry for me. Nature at its best, XRP all the way. I wish you luck. I hope you're killing it with XRP. I wish I was in it, but I'm not, unfortunately. So rich forever, how do I feel about proof? I have no idea what it is, to be honest. Again, I'm a Forex trader, not a crypto trader. I do have some crypto positions. I tend to swing trade crypto, but when it comes to fundamentals, I really have no idea. Delta, anything about US 30? Yeah, I can take a look for you. US 30, let's quickly look at gold. Yeah, gold's not too much, so all clear. We've got some time to analyze US 30. At least GJ is now at a level we can begin to plan some options for a potential buy if it does give us the right confirmation. So let me quickly look at US 30. All right, so just heavy consolidation at the moment. Once again, same as the other pairs we've looked at all day today so far. Weekly is forming a very strong bullish candle. So again, based off that, let's see what levels we've got within for either pullbacks to buy from, or if those levels are broken, could we potentially get options to sell? Now the daily structure, I would, yeah, I'd argue it's bullish. Yeah, it's definitely bullish. Definitely bullish in structure on the daily. Not a great deal of volume on the previous daily candle. Obviously gapped up. It's one thing I don't like about US 30. Is the fact you got all these market gaps from the daily opens and closes and that. But obviously, again, it's bullish in structure. What I'd be doing is marking a previous daily high, be marking a previous daily low as well, and I'd like to see what we've got either side of it. So pretty much the 4-hour range, those two levels, we're going to mark in the resistance at the high, and we'll also change that to gray. Let's just mark in this level of support. So either side at this rate of that previous daily candle look to be some decent options. Yeah, actually the 4-hour does look tricky to the upside, to be honest. You're running into some more resistance, but let's see what we've got in the 30. So I'll keep these zones quite deep, to be honest. It's an absolute mess in the M30, but what I can tell you is it's bullish in $3,986 roughly. And if it did make a clean pullback to the 4-hour resistance and reject again, you could have options to sell it from a bit higher up. That's my personal opinion of it. Make of that what you will. Hopefully it helps you out a bit. Samil, EU and GU wait for confirmation and to buys. Yeah, we just spoke about GU. EU likely be very similar. Yeah, EU's approaching a level of support, same level as yesterday. Not touched this chart since yesterday, and it's still valid. Exact same analysis as yesterday. Yep. Yeah, so I'll be waiting for a little deeper of a pullback to 103.860 for some options to buy EU. TikTok, appreciate all of you for joining. Anything about gold, sir? Yeah, gold. So that is my preferred pair. Gold versus the US dollar. So I'm just waiting at the moment. We're kind of in the middle of this range. We're not trending. We're just consolidating. So I'm waiting for the price to make a move and potentially look for rejection of 27.57 for a sell, or if it pops above it, potential buys, or price to come back down to 27.48 to 47, that sort of region, and look for the price to bounce off for a potential buy, or it drops below it and closes below it, could have options for a sell. That's just, again, my quick take on gold. I'm definitely looking at it though. Again, it's what I trade. So Delta all good. John, sorry. John's, it's called a little ammo. Are you using TradingView? Yes, TradingView. Nature its best. 58 bought and now 516 gain. Is XRP at $5? Don't, you're kidding me. Oh god, I have nightmares about crypto. Yeah, don't get me started about crypto. Thank you for all the follows, by the way. Nikazi, yes, this is live. This is not recorded. This is definitely live. Taking trades on each stream this week. And it's been a winning week, if not taking a loss.
Hey, good morning, man.
Good morning, brother. How are you?
All good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Just been a pretty busy day, and
okay,
yeah.
good.
See how the charts go.
So let's see what happened today. Yeah, I sent already analysis into the group.
Okay.
And it's more or less the same as you. The only point is I would not take sells in this area which you marked in. Okay, so otherwise it's more or less the same as I had.
Okay, yep. Yeah, it looks very similar.
Right. Yeah, right now the M50 candle spikes a lot down.
Yeah.
And leave a wick. So, not good. So maybe I would expect. So maybe I need to wait for the next M30 candle to close, and then maybe getting a weak M50 candle bullish, and then maybe take sells.
Yep, I think that could be an option. Bit of 15-minute support just here. Let's see what it looks like on a 30.
Yeah.
It's bounced off it, so that's why I'd probably be marking it in just now. Yeah, what would really be nice is, yeah, I mean, you could probably still look for that 15-minute pause play option, similar to what we took on gold for, pre-M yesterday. But otherwise, I think the best option is to wait for it to just do a bit of that, maybe consolidate bit between this 123 and 123.05, and then start to close below 123 flat.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the tough one because it's made a move from the high. I mean, that's not a bad potential entry, but at no lower wick. It's on the 15 as well. Nice strong bearish engulfing candle, but closing right support, so it's difficult to sell into support.
Yeah, H4 support.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we just need to wait.
Correct.
Patience, the waiting game.
Absolutely. So this week is very positive. As we mentioned yesterday, so seems that the prices are settled down a little bit, and there are no scary movements. But
yeah, I mean, it's still
we need to wait.
Still a lot of volume about. I mean, yesterday's pre-M trade on gold lasted about 20 seconds. Hit TP. Pull back to entry. It dropped like a rock. Now it's about 13-14 pips. I managed to close 80% at 12 and came straight back up to the entry. It's been doing still a lot of that, but this week it's given the actual, a fair substantial move to at least secure some profit. I mean, yesterday's trade on stream was a good one. We got 33 pips, 32 pips I got in the end, which was that was a nice trade as well.
Yeah, the point I think for the other trades was that it was not over 10 pips at least. Yeah, it was 6, 8 pips and so on, and then coming back. So yeah, and now even so when we have 10 pips, so then maybe you have the chance to take some profits out of the market.
Yeah, at the moment I think because it's just whipsaws. It's still whipsawing about a fair bit.
Correct.
Bob's, can you check you? Yeah, just had a quick look at it. I'm not sure if you bought it, but I'd be looking for buys from support right now. We're approaching a support a bit late to the sells if you're not already in some. Otherwise, I'd be looking for price to retest the resistance that's just recently created. That is also the current day's high, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it is. So if we were to pull back up to retest the daily high, definitely is, then I'd be looking for rejection of that point for a sell as well. As for the buys, you want to see it pop above it, retest that zone, and then probably look for the entries further up, a little bit higher up, probably above 104.250. But otherwise, I'd just be looking for the sells. So if it did pull back to reject 104.10 and buys above 103.860, sells below 103.80. That's pretty much it on EU. Thank you for all the follows, TikTok. Is this strategy SNR? What is SNR? I have no idea. My strategy is A.C.T. That's what it is. The concoction of what I've learned over 8 years. That's the honest truth of what it is. It's not I.C.T. It's not SMC. It's none of that. I've had a few mentors. I've done my own research. I've put together a list of rules and, you know, style of trading that works for me. And that's what it is. It's A.C.T. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for A.C.T, guys. I've helped a lot of guys become more competent traders, and it's all about patience and just having discipline to wait for the right signal to pounce at the right level. Very simple. Majnun, GU bullish. I mean, it potentially could be. Bond, yeah, strategy. So it's just price action, simple price action, signals within it at levels I've marked in on the chart. So these levels are zones that I've determined where I'd like to get involved in trades, whether it be below or above it. Now I wait for my price action catalyst. It's very simple. Reese, what trading apps do you use? I want to get started but don't know what the best platform. TradingView. This is what I'm streaming on, is TradingView. It's easy to chart on, it's easy to do analysis on. Then you're gonna have to obviously open up an account for broken MetaTrader, Seed Trader, or whatever. If some, you can link it to TradingView and trade from TradingView. But to chart on, TradingView is by far and away the easiest to actually do analysis on. For the life of me, I cannot do it on MetaTrader. I can't draw on MetaTrader. I just keep, yeah, it's just a pain, real pain.
Maybe to add, Justin, so I have Pepperstone, and with Pepperstone you can really trade from TradingView. So you can link your account at TradingView and can trade.
Nice one. Thank you for all the follows. I'm gonna get to that 2,000 pretty quick, so long as I don't get banned. S7A focused sales gold. There's nothing for me on gold at the moment. We're just consulting. Maze Trader EU, yeah, just went over it. So at this rate, too late to sell, in my opinion. I'll be looking for the buy options. Support. XRP predictions is it's probably going to continue up. I mean, I'm a scalper, so if I was to look for any trades on XRP right now, I'd be like quickly doing analysis. Weekly is all that weak bullish candle. It's respecting the previous weekly candle. It's currently rejecting. Daily candle probabilities would suggest we could make a deeper pullback on a daily, potentially towards that $2.95 sort of region. Structurally, it's obviously bullish though, but with candle probabilities to the downside. Buyer structure is also technically bullish. Again, but just rejecting resistance. Currently consolidating, not great, you know, not the best area to be looking for trades within, by the looks of it. Heading towards the support as well. Let's just mark in deep level and we'll adjust it. All right, so for me on XRP, the 30-minute I would deem to be bearish. Or would I? Yes, I would. Yeah, that's the high. It's close by. All right, so on XRP, what I'll be looking at for scalps. Closures above this $3.1950. You would have flipped the structure by that point bullish again. Not only that, you got scope. I feel it's come back up towards the weekly high, previous daily high, sorry, which is that 32.60 sort of level. So I'd be looking for buys above 31.937. And if it did pull back up only to reject and respect the structure, then I'd be looking for the sells below it for a quick scalp. Otherwise, I'd be waiting patiently for price to pull back down towards that $3.02 to $3.06, and await a price action catalyst for potential options to buy it back up. That's my personal opinion of it. I wish you guys luck. I am very envious, to be honest, because I did have a fair substantial bag of XRP at one point. And I got rid of it way too early. It's life. Mag none. Gbpjpy 124.90. Alright, so you're swing trading it. What is at 124.90? Yeah, that's a good level. Yep. I think if it pops above 123.80, there is a good chance at some point it's going to come back up towards that 124.90. So yeah, I think it's a good level to target. Alright, so GJ's closed back at the support on the 30. Got a bullish candle closure here. So if we were to now close the first 15-minute candle bearish, only to be followed by something like so, just draw it in quickly. On the next 15, what's going to do is close the M30 back bullish. And it'll look a little bit like this on the 30, and that would be to me a liquidity candle, so it's leaving a long wick into the zone below. Not only that, within it you'll have a bullish engulfing candle. So therefore, on the following candle, I'd be looking for a bit of a low wick and then potential entry as it begins to break what I determined to be a catalyst candles high, the catalyst candles high. So that is GJ. Be other options too though. I don't know, man, what is with YouTube these days? Am I getting shadow banned on YouTube? Or is... Guys, talk to me on YouTube. Anyone out there today? Very quiet, you lot. Yeah, it doesn't even show up at all. No idea what to do with that. All I can do is I need you guys to hit like button for me. Whoever hasn't hit it, there's only 10 likes. It's not good enough, guys. I need your help. It's free education. We're None. A.C.T. you studied. That's all right. It's so many different ways to skin a cat. And Imagine, I agree with that. It's true. It depends. Nobody can teach you that. I mean, you not necessarily. I mean, you can learn a lot from watching streams and things like that. However, you are right. It's like it's whatever you can make work for you. Because what I do might not resonate with you. You might just not understand it whatsoever. What someone else does, you might be a little bit more appealing. So whether it be watching myself, watching someone else. Just all I would suggest is give things a go for a decent length of time. Don't just give it the flick after 2 weeks because you don't understand it or you're taking losses while you're practicing. You need to give it a proper go because maybe you're slightly misreading things, or you know what I mean. So just be patient. That's all I would really recommend. Thank you for all the follows. Radiate your spirit. If it breaks 27.58, it's going to be a long. Yeah, potentially. We've got a fair way to go though. We definitely could do it. Yeah, civilized Levo. Just hopefully you appreciate what I'm doing here. Just watch me on the daily. You'll learn a lot just from that. It's free education. But yeah, do have a look around. There's nothing wrong with sussing out some different content. But yeah, just give it time, mate, and you'll be right. All I can say is don't give up, because there are times where you're just gonna think, nah, this is just not for me. It's just not gonna happen. Went through that, 2-3 times minimum. One time I was so depressed by it all, I took a week off and I felt so much better after it, and I came back, and honestly that was the big turning point. That was 5 years ago now. It was around this time 5 years ago. The one truth, can you explain basics on candles? Well, so obviously candles most of them will have wicks in either direction. So obviously that is the high, so that's the highest point that the market got to within. For instance, we're focused on the current candle. So the high is the highest point the candle the price has gotten to within the current candle, and the low of that wick is the lowest point the candle has gotten to within the current candle. Now, seeing obviously it's forming bullish, so you did ask for basics. Seeing it's green, that means it's forming bullish, so there are more buyers currently present than sellers within the current candle. As far as candle probabilities, what I can see is the previous candle closed bullish. So seeing now we have a high low, higher high to the previous candle, what that would suggest to me, there's a higher probability at this point that this candle will close back bullish. Now, it doesn't always necessarily have to be true, because you're going to see not always the case. Doesn't mean if it was that simple, you'd never lose a trade. Currently this candle's rejecting, so I mean that's the real basics. There's things like engulfing candles, there's things like liquidity candles, which you'll hear me talk about quite regularly. Engulfing candle, for instance, this is engulfing a liquidity candle in one. I'll just highlight it quickly, seeing there's no trade just yet, guys, so I can do a little bit of education. So I'm highlighting those two candles, and what we've got, so the previous candle was, the first candle is a bullish candle, second candle is a bearish engulfing candle. So what I mean by engulfing, it closed below the lowest point of the previous candle, that bullish candle. So that would normally suggest to me as a high probability the following candle will continue bearish, as long as you do have some margin, so clean traffic to the left. Could argue it's rejecting a resistance here. Not only that, what it did do is it broke the high of the previous candle, so at some point it likely had a higher low, higher high. So that point there, the probabilities would have been for it to continue bullish. And seeing it rejects, and kind of what the current candle might be doing, seeing it rejects and start to pop below the previous candle, that would suggest that we maybe have grabbed some liquidity from the upside. We look to the left to see if there's some previous data points to suggest that maybe it was a level we grabbed some liquidity from. And if we were to begin to break the low of that bullish candle, high probability we will close back a strong bearish candle and potentially continue down. But at the moment, it's just, well, that's circumstance, that particular time of day there wasn't a great deal of volume, so the price didn't really continue, it just started to consolidate. So that is just some candle basics. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, just watch me on the regular and you'll pick up a lot, you'll pick up heaps. Kuna, I've got into trading 2 weeks ago, wanting to learn. I feel like I am addicted to watching. Well, that's why you're learning. I think it's a good thing when you're fresh, because you're obviously committed to it. You've obviously got an interest, and that's how I was at the very beginning. So again, this candle is doing what I just mentioned before, that liquidity grab. Let's watch it, because in my opinion, there's a high probability this will continue bearish. The issue in this case is we're running into some support here to the left, some data. So it's likely going to tap into it and it could reject it. You're probably wondering then, why didn't I sell it? There is no margin to sell it. You're still going to have enough room to secure some profit. And at that point there, you got about 4 pips. So yes, I'm a scalper, but 4 pips doesn't quite cut it. So, but it is a good chance for it to, I mean, it's pretty much tapped into it. Yeah, Kuna, I understand that feeling. I was addicted to it too back in 2017-18, and obviously with all the lockdowns. Thank you for all the follows. Superman, how can I buy pre-sale? I have no idea. No idea, my friend, I'm sorry. Mr. Phil, good morning to you, mate. Sorry, just saw that. YouTube, guys, please hit the like button. Alright, so yeah, it's doing what I mentioned. It's high probability of it doing. Good to see it happen, guys. Good to see it, because then you can pick up on it. And what you could do, what you can start to do is, let's just say to the left of current area we had, right? So let's just say we had this. So it's clean traffic. We don't have any of that rubbish. We can just black that out. And let's just say with that clean move up, we had a little pause just here. We've broken the high of that pause candle, only to now come down and break the low. There'd be a high probability that this candle will close a strong bearish candle and the following candle will make the move down. So keep an eye out on things like that. The amount of times it plays out, it's very often. Really want GJ to this candle to close bearish and then bullish engulfing, and then we could have some options to potentially buy it at London Open, possibly. Superman, all good. Jazzo boy, gold to sell. Yeah, again, I explained just pure price action, what it's doing just now, and it made sense for it to come down a bit. There's no area to get involved. Is there any margin whatsoever below this support? I don't feel there would be, but let's just see. Squeezing 10 pips out of 11 pip margin is not ideal. To be honest, you don't even have that much margin, because you got to account for spread. You got about 9 pips, so yeah, not for me. Not for me. Oh, went to you, mate. Oh, okay. Hope you get better soon, my friend. I appreciate you for joining and saying g'day. Yeah, I'm the same, brother. When I'm sick, I feel very sorry for myself. Try to get the sympathy from the missus. Yeah, back to bed for you, mate. Charts are always going to be there, so get better. Hopefully we'll catch you tomorrow in better spirits. A small EU sell. Nice. Nice one, brother. Yeah, hopefully you're well in profit and looking good. Alright, so if GJ closes bullish here on a 15 in the next minute, I really want, again, so I can just reassess. I'm looking, these are some of the signals within price action 9 that work for me. Close like this, followed by, my members will know exactly what I'm about to do. Weak bearish candle. Got a little bit of minor resistance at support. You also have the 30-minute closing back, still a strong bullish candle. And that would also be a catalyst. So again, this is just my signals, guys. Works for me. And it means I need to patiently wait. Trader by Jack. Seriously, I'm waiting for 27.43, 27.34, and 27.39 for a buy. Okay, that's fair enough. Got some support there, yeah. Each to their own again. Man, John, what platform are you trading? Well, stream. I'm streaming. The screen is on TradingView, but obviously I'm using MetaTrader to execute my personal trades. Gavin, thinking about getting into Forex, should I? Look, it's probably up to you. Just have a watch of it. Put some time and effort into learning a bit about it. You need to do your own due diligence, because I think a lot of people follow the wrong characters with Forex. Carl, same to you. Stay safe and get better. Because a lot of people think, oh, that's it, I'm going to learn Forex, I'm going to be a millionaire. The reality is, it's not like that. It's a grind, guys. It takes time. Can be very rewarding, don't get me wrong. And it's helped me to achieve many things in life. But again, it is a grind. It's going to be lots of ups and downs. It's going to test your emotions big time. And once you realize that you need to keep real control of your emotions, and again, by following a system and being robotic about it, knowing that you'll end up on the right side of things, you know, over the longer run, then you might start to, you know, see some progress and results. But you need to give it time. It's not for everyone. Definitely not for everyone. Griff, yes, TradingView is the screen. Manage none. No, I use IC markets. Tom Simister is MT4 better than MT5. It's not much different, to be honest. Oh shit, I thought I got banned for a sec. Yeah, I gotta be really careful what I say, guys, on TikTok. There's not much difference, I feel, between MT4 and 5. I think MT5 is more scalable than MT4. How did JJ 15? All right, not bad. So I really want to see this candle close back a weak bearish candle, because otherwise, other than a strong bullish candle, I don't have the catalyst on the 30. I don't have engulfing candle. Well, not just yet. It's gonna pop straight off this. Oh man, look at that. Members, you probably know what I'm looking at just now. Look where it's tapped into and bounced off. A bit of a tricky one though, because if you to be technical about the 4-hour zone is a lot deeper than what I've marked in. Maybe I've just got to reassess it and say the zones I mark in, because the amount of times it hits the 50% and bounces off it, it's uncanny. And it's done it again. It's literally, I mean, maybe it's a little bit below the 50. Tad below it. You would have had minimal drawdown and you'd be flying in profit. Guys, thank you. I think someone shared it. Thank you for sharing live TikTok. Solomon, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for all the follows. Buy or sell. Hi Tom. Right now, Look, GJ, I'm throwing a buy, but I don't yet have the catalyst. Gold is just shit house at the moment. Usman, you're from Pakistan. Nice one. Welcome. Well, good day to you, mate. Welcome. What did you miss? Not much, to be honest. Gold is an absolute shit fight so far. Not interested in anything in GJ. Waiting for the confirmation, but it looks like may make the move. We're now pretty much at a 15-minute resistance. Best option GJ was that, but that was too early. That was before the stream. It well, actually would have been right when probably I'll have to look into it, to be honest. I've heard of it. I've never actually had a look at it though. But yeah, thanks for mentioning that. Maybe I will. Delta, all good. Do I trade every day? Are you trading London's session? I think you meant. And US 30. I don't trade US 30. I do analyze NAS for MY session because I do have some guys and members who trade it. Yeah, I try to be here on the daily for TikTok, but again, I just TikTok's quite sensitive. I can get banned quite quickly. I'm streaming at the same time on YouTube at the moment. Usman, here in Asia, this is going most famous in 2025. Okay. So there you go. GJ's made the move again. That liquidity candle. So note it, guys. If you're watching on your PC or you're probably watching your phone, screenshot that. Take a note of it. Liquidity candle. Look what happened. At a level of support. Look what it's done since. Up straight up. Flying in profit. Again, I'm not in it, so I'd definitely tell you if I execute a trade. Had winning days all week on stream, off stream as well. Delta, I can't send links in. Again, TikTok's really funny. Yeah, just follow me. Got a few videos on my profile and that, and you'll find everything there. Yeah, just gotta be really careful. Who knows? Could get a bullish engulfing candle. No problem, Delta. All good. Paul? I think that hit me too, to be honest, mate. because I can't search in the search bar. Doesn't even show up. Solomon, it's the same as my TikTok. Exact same. So I stream daily on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube's not as sensitive, but it's not as many people interested on YouTube anymore. Yeah, gold is an absolute mess at the moment. Fair enough, it's been quite volatile for the most part. I mean, all week it's made some nice moves. We managed to get involved in some of them. But the markets aren't trend 24/7 or 24/5 when you're talking about Forex trading and metals and so forth. So you're gonna have periods where they just consolidate, and what this is, this whole area of consolidation is just liquidity being built up into the market for gold to either make and break a move to the upside and continue with the actual structure, or drop and make a deeper pullback. That's what these, for anyone who's wondering what it's doing right now, how come it's not moving, that's what it's doing. It's building up liquidity. It's gathering orders. There's a bit of an arm wrestle at the moment, and at some point it's going to break. What I do is I'm kind of like the feeder fish who cling to the top of it and underneath a shark. So I don't look for that first initial burst, because I let the market show me which direction it wants to move in, and then I try to pick up some scraps afterwards. Because if you try to predict what direction we're going to move in just now when there's absolutely no confirmation whatsoever, that's when you're likely to get burnt. What you're likely going to see is sometimes you're going to get lucky, but a lot of the time you're going to see a bit of this. So let's just say if buy stop here above that resistance, I'm going to do this, couple pips in profit, and then it just shits the bed and you end up back at your stop loss and you're feeling bad about it. Then you look, all right, you're going to sell it, tags you in, does this, pops straight back up, you got burnt yet again. And then you're going to buy it here, and same thing happens, it reverses, because it's just not trading, and it's choppy price action, so it's very difficult trading it. But what it is doing is building up liquidity. So once eventually it's decided which way it's going to move, I'm going to look to pick up the pieces, and that's very simply, quite simply what I do. Hopefully that makes some sense. Sketchmas, you always have the loyal followers. I know the 20 odd of you on YouTube, I can count on you guys. It's just about time we get some more though. Well, weird things happen to me as well. It's like I'm not allowed to watch what it's really weird, honestly, with YouTube in that regard. It's a lot of what I subscribe to. Again, I know there's videos, but it just doesn't show up at all. Sometimes it show up days later. They're like, that was 3 days ago, how come I never got a notification about it? But anyway, Solomon, correct. That is correct. And you get the full screen on YouTube as well. King Detectivify, UFI, sorry. I read YFI. What is that? Is that a crypto? Yeah, sorry man, I have no idea what it is. Kuna, yeah it is. So you've jumped across. It is a better view. It's just the chat doesn't move. I mean, I used to have, you know, between 70 and 100 people. Probably around the midway marker last year. But it took a little bit of time off, and since it's just been shit house on YouTube. Yeah, I'm working on it. I know it takes time though. So it's a bit difficult so far today, but that's the markets, again, not always simple as rocking up and right, you can take a trade. So we've got London open now, guys. It's about to open. DJ has tapped into a potential target and is rejecting, so there's no option for me to buy GJ at the moment. Need to let it reset. And for gold, just needs to make a move right now. It's very rank. Let's look at GU quickly. Okay, so GU is doing what, again, I would like for it to do. And now, if we get a closure below, rejecting this previous support and popping below the support here to the left, the minor 15-minute support. Yeah, I think there's going to be some really nice sell options. You can see it's sort of starting to consolidate below previous level of support now. So if we continue to respect that level and start to close right near the low or preferably below it, then there's going to be some nice sell options on GU. EU is not quite tapped into that level for the buy option. If GU drops, EU is likely to drop as well. The majors tend to follow each other, obviously, because they're trading against the US dollar. Yeah, but EU is just not, you don't really have the margin to sell it. AU is likely to be the same. There's not much on AU at the moment. Euro CAD. It's pretty good below 149.540, and could potentially look for buys from that support as well. Made it decent move down from the daily high. So for specs, it's just broken a daily low, and if it respects the support just below it, then maybe we've just grabbed liquidity from the lows of the Asian session and the support below it in order to head back up and retest the high. So you often see things like that happen. Price will come down to test the daily low, where it's likely going to and then retest it. Like, so it will break it, and it's either going to close below it and then retest it to continue down, for instance. So let's just say that's the low of the day prior to it. So you're going to see this happen sometimes, where it drop below it, pull back, retest it, and continue to trend bearish. And then sometimes what you're going to see is we'll pop below it, only to pull back up, retest it, and continue back up. And that suggests this grab liquidity on the downside in order to continue bullish. How do you know whether it might be the case or not? Obviously, got to look to see what levels we've got here to the left. Also, so we can see we're heading into support. Furthermore, we know the structure is technically bullish on the 30-minute time frame as well. So that would suggest that there's probably a good chance that it's just going to drop below just briefly to grab a little bit more liquidity and form support to head back up. So that's what that would suggest to me. Again, this is free education, guys, so please, if you can, make sure to hit the like button. YouTube is only 13 likes. It's just, quite frankly, not good enough. EJ, very similar to GJ, as it often is. Again, the move of the day is just here. Pound CAD. Approaching support. Yeah, not much there. Sorry, TikTok, let me see, I missed some of those questions. Bye. Nothing for me at the moment. The Aylex money, what's your alerts set up? I have no alerts at the moment set. Fatima, Pepe. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother again. We'll try to keep it Forex related, guys. Mr. Matui, GJ. Yeah, just waiting. It's rejecting at the moment. Again, we're running straight into support, so it's a tough one. It's rejected at 15-minute resistance. We're running straight into support. As soon as we break the current support, we're running straight into another support. There's no margin down to the lows here. Let me mark it in now. Seeing what looks like we could be potentially heading that way. It's a 4-hour zone. I'll keep it in blue, 30. Yeah, so seeing it's choppy to the left and price could reject at any point within these wicks, what I prefer to see is if it is to make the move, fantastic. Let it form some structure from this support to potentially buy it. Yeah, and you still got the weekly forming strong bullish. So like I mentioned at the beginning when I did the analysis, it could just be a little bit of a pullback within that weekly candle, grab a little bit more steam in order to head back up. Or if it does make that move, they move down, only to pop back up and reject. At least at that point we've cut through that mess to the left and we're playing within some clean traffic yet again. So it's all about patience, and this reverts back to what I mentioned before about not needing to be first to the party. Just letting the market tell you which direction it wants to trend in and then picking up the pieces. Very simple. Shall I hold Pepe and Shiba? I am gonna be broke. Fatima. Well, if you're gonna be broke, then you're obviously risking a little bit too much than what you can afford, to be honest. I'm in a... Again, I've got to be careful. I've got to be really careful what I say because I'll probably get banned. So just be, yeah, if you're not comfortable and you can't afford to lose the money, then perhaps close out. But I'm not too sure. Again, I don't really follow crypto that much. I used to, but I've been, yeah, not anymore. Warner J, what time frame do you time frame? I focus, well, it depends. Gold these days is more the 15 and 5 minute, but also the 30, obviously. So what I'm on just now, more so when the market's choppy like this, I'd like to see slightly higher time frame start to make a bit of a move. Obviously the lower the time frame will be the first to make the move, but I want to see it create some cleaner traffic on the slightly higher time frame, that being M30. I do look at the 4 hour obviously for levels daily, just to see where we're at in comparison to the previous, and also the weekly to see how it's forming. GJ more focused on the 30 and 15, not so much the 5. always look back to the left, and again, I mentioned nearly every stream now, history doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes. So your clues are to look to the left and see what previously happened at these sort of levels on the chart. Previously, what I'd say is we're trending upwards, so price formed a support and headed up. Currently now we're trending downwards. As we approach this support, we're continuing to make lower highs, lower lows. So that would suggest to me is probably a high probability that we may break this support eventually. Doesn't always necessarily mean it's going to happen. It could, do the opposite and bounce off it, because it is a previous level of data that price has respected and reacted to. But yes, we always look to the left for clues within price action on the chart as to where price was previously at. And then what I simply do is I have my signal with my catalyst within the price action itself, which is the current price action, obviously, and that will provide my signal to give me my entry, to validate an entry. So I've got many different criteria, and what I tend to do is, once again, I mark up my chart to determine what levels I want to get involved, and then as price approaches, I create rules as to what I want to see, because I know those rules are there to not only protect me from taking a silly trade, but if I can follow them, I know there's about, again, a 75 to 85% chance I'll be on the right side of things. So that's a high probability. Little Caesar, I can't answer that because I'll get a ban. This is trading anyway, mate. Currently looking at Great British Pound, JPY, but my main focus is gold, XAU, USD. Nick, thank you for sharing. Neeks. On D. Is that Thai? I know what it means in Thai. Good person. Thank you for the follow if you are Thai. Thank you for the follow either way. YouTube guys, sorry to hop on about, but there's only 14 likes. Surely you guys can do a bit better than that. Just having a look at things on the live chart, to seeing what went on the 5 minute, to maybe pick up on a few things moving forward, add some arsenal to the weapon box. Mapalal Somu, golding. This 53, 54 level is crazy. Yeah, it is definitely golding, isn't it? Just looking about. It's like a magnet around that 53 level. No name or none. I think it, anyway, buys on GK. Yeah, the buys have to come a bit lower down for me from the 15-minute support. I can't sell it into it because my issue is, if I got in now, I'd be concerned that it could reject this support. So in this case, I'd rather just let it create the move, and as I mentioned before, pick up the pieces. Harris, nice one. Little Caesar's not, it's Forex currency. Foreign exchange. Warren and Jay, how do you find support? So it's just previous levels within price action that prices reacted to, so swing points. So what creates a swing point to me, for instance, you know, in the uptrend we're looking for previous areas of resistance. So for instance, that we had a rejection just here, and everyone, again, as I always say, there's so many ways you can skin a cat because everyone marks in support and resistance differently. I use the wicks because what you'll find is often price will tap into a wick and reject it, and some people will get caught out because they'll just look to sell it as a, for instance, breaks or closes below a body, they'll just sell it on the following candle. Whereas I find that's a strong confirmation, but if you're trying to sell it prior to breaking, a lot of times it's just gonna maybe just break it or may not even break it and then ends up pulling all the way back up. A good way to help you draw in a zone and determine zones and keep it more simple is just using the line chart. And I mean, you can visually see at what points in price we've had these swings. So you could just mark in some horizontals, or you can mark in some boxes like I do and just connect it like dot to dot, if you know what I mean. So if we can see here, this sort of level of tapped into it multiple times. So I just could literally just do that. What level to the upside if we tapped into and reversed that multiple times. And potentially at a level just now, we've reversed at this level twice from here. You could say 3 times almost if you drag it across. Once again, you'll pick up a lot if you just join on the regular. But everyone has different ways of marking zones, and like I said, some don't even mark in zones, they just have horizontals, and if it works for them, fantastic.
So Xauusd coming back up.
Okay, yeah,
and also EU.
Yeah, the bias could still be valid for sure.
Yeah, and EU didn't look bad.
Yeah, EU's, yeah, potentially. I'd still probably wait. Yeah, actually, no, EU is probably more ready for a buy because he got the bullish candle on the previous M30. You've got a wick rejection, liquidity candle. Yeah,
and then you have margin to the upside.
Yeah, it's looking.
I will give it a try.
Yep, fair enough. It's valid. G looks really good if this candle now closes back bullish. If this candle can close like so, then G buy is, in my opinion, valid on the next M15/30. So it's all about patience, guys. Right now, for me, the pairs I trade are GJ and gold. I don't have a signal. Even the 5 minutes is just a mess. XVVVX, thank you for sharing. Thank you for all the follows, guys, on TikTok. Appreciate it. And YouTube, slowly getting those likes up. So once again, if you're not hit the like button, please do me a favor. Got any market gold? Yeah, it's just trash at the moment. Once again, it was a slow start to the year, but did not hesitate, did not, you know, jump into changing anything. Just stuck to my plan, stuck to what I do best, and since it's been really good. Bought it all back and definitely more now, so once again, TikTok, appreciate all the follows, guys. It's great to see it. Definitely gonna smash that 2,000 soon. Could potentially have a liquidity counter forming on GU as well again. Broken low, looks like it could now go up and retest the high.
Oh, use buy.
EU? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, GU is just, sorry, GJ and gold not really favorable at the moment. Mr. Matsui, EU. Yeah, there's options. Look, I don't trade it. To be honest, I'd probably wait a little bit longer for me. Perhaps where's 15 to close, form a little bit of minor resistance, and then look to buy it as it begins to break or potentially close above it. The only thing I'm concerned about, I mentioned just before, was tapping into some previous data here to the left. So what we might find is it might reject at this point, form a resistance to create that lower high. And yeah, I'd probably, if it were me, I'd be waiting for it to see how this candle closes and then eventually look for that to present for the buyers. This is a bit better on gold. It's starting to move a little bit, so cleaner, the stronger the move right now, the better. Trader 8438, hello to you, welcome. So in all honesty, the best thing that could happen on gold right now for me is price create that clean move up now, but just break through the resistance and all these wicks to the left and continue up like so. Then it's going to be this decision time at that 27.57 sort of level, where I'd be looking for either rejection and confirmation for a potential sell option, or if we begin to pop above at 27.57 sort of region, as long as it doesn't continue and tap into target, there could be options to buy it. The last thing we want it to do is reject and do what it's doing now, just pull back and close back a weak bullish candle. Just makes it very awkward. Solomon owner, no, GJ as well. I mean, I look at any pair that anyone is wanting me to look at, but for me personally, I focus on gold, and GJ is the other pair that I do trade. No, I never trade futures. So I have no idea what the difference, to be honest, if it's easier or not. Trader, be very careful what you're saying, otherwise you're gonna get blocked, mate. Don't solicit services in the chat. Gotta pick some mods for the TikTok stream. Fint. Bro, TikTok. Are you talking about a cup and handle pattern? What? I have no idea now. I'm a bit confused. TZST strategy. A.C.T is the strategy. So it's a very simple strategy. It's what I do. My own rules, my own plan, my very simple drop the charts, marking relevant levels, decide what levels I want to get involved and what I want to see at those levels, and I patiently wait. Very simple. Not ICT, it's not SMC, it's not SNR. It's the first I've heard of that was today. The simple price action at levels. That's all it is. Very easy to follow, very easy to pick up on. It's in simmer. Sure, trade person might be. Yeah, it could be possibly. BJ's at the level of interest, preferably for the buy, because for the sell, as I mentioned before, we're running straight into these wicks, which price could reject. You could just even do that. It's just one big zone. But what I would say is if it does begin to consolidate a little bit and then we start to pop back above like so, as long as there is enough margin up to this point here, so it have to be just the closing just above it, otherwise you're just not going to have the margin again. That could potentially be an option. But once again, let it show its hand. If it does melt, fantastic, because then I'm just waiting for one or two things. Bit of structure to form from these lows, for potential buy, or I'm just going to be waiting for price to make the pullback, lower high, and then could be potential sell based off that. You're rejecting again. There's a minute left, and it looks like this rate is still going to close above the support, so it's probably not quite ready as well. If the 30 closes bearish engulfing, that's not a bad catalyst though. close like so, then to me it's a little bit indecisive still. Still respecting support here to the left on the 15-minute. And it's still in consolidation. So again, it just comes down to whichever way it wants to actually break and simply wait for the closure. If it's the upside, there's your option to buy it. If it's the downside, close below, there's the option to sell it. Just let it show you. Is this gold? Double A? Yes, it was gold.
No, I closed my EU trade, so unfortunately.
Fair enough, mate. Yeah.
Was not good.
That was that little bit of concern was the level was at. That's what I was a little bit concerned about.
It was 6 pip loss.
That's not bad. Yeah, so for me, again, it needs to... I mean, this is a bit better because now it's starting to form a bit of structure as well. If it does close back above, then it's a solid option for a buy. Gordy and Kenny Wimes, but do pre-market high and low. This mean low. This mean on higher time frame. Be any time frame really. It's just marking in a level basically. So high and low. I'm assuming you mean the daily high and low. So I often look at that too because price often does, pull back to one of them and read. So like I mentioned before, often what you see is price is gonna. So that's the daily high. It's the daily low. You're often going to see price will eventually come back to either low or the high and drop below it, retest it to either continue down or drop below it, retest it, and then to continue up and maybe grab liquidity from the downside, create the higher high, and vice versa, the upside. A lot of times it's going to draw back to that level, retest it, head up, and sometimes it's going to drop back to it, grab liquidity, and head back down. And then sometimes you're going to remain within that candle the rest of the day, like so. Because as I mentioned before, the markets cannot trend every single day. There's going to be times where they consolidate. But yes, often you'll see that happen. But yeah, you can market it on the higher time frame and then maybe go down to the lower time frames to look for your entry points and determine what you want to see. Boxel. What platform do I trade on? Well, the screen's on TradingView, but MetaTrader. So it's where I take my trades. It's in Simmer? Yes. Definitely, in my opinion. I don't like the sells because you got these wick rejections. There's just no margin to sell it, so I'd rather just wait to see if it actually... Look, you could look for the buys from lower down. If it does pop down, form a little bit of structure similar to what it's doing now. So form a little bit of consolidation and start to pop above the consolidation from this support. That's also a potential option. But otherwise, yes, closure back above that most recent rejection candle. Then trap to the left for a chance of coming back up to towards the daily high. So we're broken a low of the day, and we're now either going to continue to trend bearish, or we're going to pull back up from and form support and break above a resistance form just above the low of the day, and then retest the daily high. That is something that could potentially happen. Not a problem. Benny C, good morning to you, mate. Welcome. Hope you're well, brother. Tommy, how are you, mate?
Morning, Justin.
How's things?
Good.
That's it.
And you?
All good, brother. All good. Just chilling, waiting. Not much going on. Gold's been a bit tight today. How's it? Are you still in that trade?
Let me have a look. I haven't really looked at the charts just today. Yes, still in it.
Still in a little bit of profit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have had
$20 up.
yeah, it would have had a fair bit on the table at one point.
Oh yeah, it pushed up to 2763.
You know what? I removed that order and look at it. It's I don't know why I removed it, to be honest. I actually now know why.
Ah,
No, I do not know why I removed it. But yeah, it's literally come back down to that level when it's down stop.
yeah.
2750.
What's that? You'd be in like 30 pips profit. Just if you left that in.
Yeah, it would be in 1.50, 55. Right on. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Next time.
That's it. Set and forget, leave it. GJ pretty rank as well at the moment. GU breaking, alright, so didn't quite get the engulfing closure. It is breaking right now. I mean, sometimes that could still be valid depending on the actual the way the current candle is forming. I have no idea if it pops straight up and then pop back down. I have no idea. But what I like to see is if it pops down first without creating the upper wick. And instead of jump in, I like to wait for it to pull back, create the upper wick. And as soon as it does that, I set a sell stop back below low. Because that point there, seems already created a lower wick. And if we were to now continue, and we were begin to flip and flip back bullish, create the upper wick, there would be no need for us, if we were to continue bullish, to pull back and break our own low. And if we did so, perhaps we've grabbed some more liquidity from this consolidation and we're ready to make the clean move down into the range below. But I'm pretty sure this would have had the upper wick. Let's go down to the minute time frame just to see if that was the case. So yeah, so let's create the upper wick first. So yeah. Yeah, it's not the pair I trade anyway, guys. I only trade gold and GJ, so none of those two have given me any option at the moment. Solomon, what time frame? Time frame. Again, I flicked through different time frames. GJ, it's mainly the 30 and 15. Gold, it's anywhere from the 30 down to the 5. Desi Malik, this is the gold coin. This is gold, mate. It's not crypto. Xauusd is the ticker. This is it, just there, gold, spot gold. Alright, TikTok, I'm gonna end the stream because I don't want to push my luck too much. Yeah, I'm streaming now on YouTube. I don't know how long I'll be on, to be honest. Charts aren't looking the greatest, but I appreciate you guys for joining TikTok. I'll be on tomorrow, same time as today, so about 5:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, or 6:45 a.m. For those of you in the UK, US. I don't know, it's like 2 in the morning or something. 2:45, something like that. But I appreciate the support. It's great to see all the new followers. Yeah, I appreciate it a lot. Another Aussie trader, nice to see. Trading is wife. Nice one. It's in Simmer, no problem. Pleasure. Delta, thank you. Guys, cheers. Thank you, TikTok. I will see you guys same time tomorrow. Take care. 2 a.m. text. Wow, 2:30 a.m. That's an effort. Thank you, mate. Cheers, TikTok. Bye, guys. Not bad. 104 new followers today on TikTok. this is better on GJ. This is much better. Let it create a clean move just now. It'd be really nice to see it do so. Once again, we've got some support here, so it's very difficult for me to trust their sell at the moment. But what this could do just now is create a nice clean move, which could open things up to more favorable options closer to more into pre-MI or later into London even, or you know, pre-MI. I found a lot of the nice moves come as well. Is it the next 4-hour candle? Yeah, on the next 4-hour candle, around the open of the following 4-hour candle, we tend to get some pretty nice moves I found of late. Going all good, mate. I hope you're well. I don't know, you had a big day yesterday. I hope it went well. Nah, the charts are very choppy. Gold's a mess today. Nothing at all. GJ, it's just at a level that for me there's no margin to sell it, but at least it's making a clean move right now, so could open things up moving forward or later into pre-MI. It's approaching 15-minute support and it's just pretty choppy. EJ much the same. EU dropping. The options later on from further down. GU still hasn't dropped, so it still could be options on GU. Just saying it's happened twice. The last 2 times that I've gone to raid some crypto funds, and both times the market's pumped like literally a week after. Then Solanator. What's Cardano doing just now? I sold the last of Cardano that I had. And it's still okay. Still around $1. I sold it for about that. Jeez. That's one thing I'm not selling, and what I've been heavily stacking of late is silver. I'm definitely not selling that anytime soon. No chance. Sure, yeah, the volume is a bit sketchy at the moment. It's not much about. I mean, GJ's trying, but it's just not at a level for me to get involved. There's no news today, no. Ben, to be honest, I just want my money out of ADA and I'll be happy. Yeah, like that feeling too.
So to close below 150 support. Oh, yeah, more or less.
Yeah, it's looking better. I mean, if this was gold, I'd probably be waiting for a 5-minute closure below. If it was gold, it'd probably go without you. So you may not necessarily give you that option. Pretty boring day, isn't it, guys? Not a great deal happening. Alright guys, I'm gonna get moving. It's not that much happening. I'm not gonna get involved in anything just now. I can see not even on the next candle, so I think I'm gonna call it a day. I will be on tomorrow, same time as well. Yeah, members, I'll do an update video. There is no MI today. I'm up too early tomorrow, so I'll do an update a little bit later on, probably about an hour and a bit from now. Guys, appreciate you all for joining. Thank you for the support, the loyal 20 or so of you here who are here on the regular. Unfortunately, today is just no option for me, but hopefully you guys have had a good one. Moving forward, like I mentioned before, GJ, the best scenario would be right now if it can make the move down, form a bit of structure for a buy, or pull back, reject for a sell. The other option could be is I'd just be looking at some of these levels to the left. You can probably even refine this zone a little bit, and perhaps we could look for a little bit of consolidation. Again, preference would be for it to still pop down a bit lower, but if it does begin to consolidate and then start to close above that 192.550, then there could be options for a buy at that point, and at least you have a bit more margin. So that is the other option on GJ. Gold is just a mess. It just needs to create a clean move and cut through the consolidation. That's about it. Well, thank you guys, everyone else. Appreciate you all for joining. If you could hit the like button way out if you're not done so, fantastic. Oh, it's up to you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. And members, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Catch you guys later. And
see you.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
See you guys. YouTube, catch you guys tomorrow. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it. Bye.